The American Civil War posed an enormous threat to the unity of the Restorationists around the middle of the 19th century. In fact, many other Christian groups had already divided because of the issues, chiefly slavery, that led to the war. But while the Restoration churches themselves did not formally split during this period, the conflict undoubtedly watered the seeds of division which had already been planted during the antebellum period. For instance, the American Christian Missionary Society, the existence of which had been a source of controversy in and of itself, angered many Southern Restorationists in 1863 when its leaders passed a resolution of support for the Union cause. But perhaps more substantively, the Civil War revealed a tension between those who believed that a full restoration of New Testament Christianity necessarily included the refusal to use violence on the one hand, and those who believed that the movement's members ought to be involved in military and governmental service on the other. Well-known figures found themselves on opposite sides of the issue. One anecdote holds that a Confederate soldier attended services at David Lipscomb's Nashville congregation to determine whether the message preached was sufficiently pro-Confederate. Lipscomb, like many of his fellow believers, was a pacifist. Other disciples, however, believed that military service was perfectly acceptable. The most notable of this group was future U.S. President James A. Garfield of Ohio, who rose to the rank of Major General in the Union Army during the war. Garfield would seamlessly transition from his military service into a seat in the House of Representatives, where he stayed until the start of his brief presidency. Though the American Civil War and its related issues did not lead to an official, permanent division of the Restoration churches, there was at least one other major change brought about by the conflict. The war years led to an increased sense of sectional rivalry between northern and southern churches, with churches in a given region increasingly giving their support to colleges and church newspapers in that same region. Such a division would make it difficult for unity-minded leaders in the post-war era to keep the movement's churches all facing the same direction.